If the DPM is higher compared to an IS-3, it doesn't have the same armor value, or at least on the sides, the spacing. But you can't count that out, despite what any kind of surprises they're going to bring. There you see the team rosters. Bernal Empire is being led by G-Forcer. We got Zone Delta 94, NOS on the team as well. We'll cover some of the new additions to the team. What do we have for top tier?
So for top tier, everyone recognizes Valatio. You're going to see E63, Coolhammer, Agamemnon, all names that we know.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tanks that we have for battle number 1 of top tier versus Bernal Empires.
So we see a lineup, no surprises, from top tier. Top tier will be in the red. They're going to be bringing in a 110, 4 IS-6s, and 2 MS-1s. Their opponent, Bernal Empires in the blue, will be bringing a single 5100, 2 IS-3s, a Pershing, a T-69, and 2 T-1 Cunninghams.
All Static be following him in the 5100 as he's coming around the hill corner here. No spotting, no engagements yet, but a slow movement coming from this lineup of tanks.
Okay,
bringing the IS-3s.
And G-Forcer is spotted now by this middle push, and he does not take fire. Ezreal also spotted going to the Rock of Death. Looks to line up a shot on E63. He does connect, a little damage going out onto the members of top tier.
NOS takes a hit to the front for 417. He's going to fall back. Azrael, he's still covered. He's okay. They're not going to push up against him, but these IS-6s, if they can lock down one target in a volley of fire, they will take down one of the Bernal Empire's tank here pretty quickly. Valatio takes a hit for 470.
Looks like Blue's begun cap, though, and with every single tank of top tier in the middle of the map or somewhere a little bit further away, no one is actually ready to stop cap, and it looks like there's about 37 seconds left, and I don't know if anybody's going to get there in time.
Well, they're going to need to fall back. Somebody has to from Bernal Empires to get back to that flag, or at least try to go maybe... Yeah, one's fallen back. Finally, Coolhammer's turning towards him. They're still going to hold this engagement. 20 seconds left. If Coolhammer misses a shot and can't get there in time, this will be battle number 1 victory.
It might just be.
For Bernal Empires.
With 13 seconds left, it looks like Backstaz and Coolhammer are getting close. Backstaz does not connect. And Revent is able to take him down without taking damage. Oh, wow. And there's a reset. It looks like Zone Delta got off the cap. He's going to extend it, and Revent will go down. Cap is over, and now it looks like there's an overmatch in the middle.
Well, they want to continue the engagement to prove that their IS-6 strategy is not going to work against these IS-3s and a T-69. Pushing up now, 2 tanks fall. Bernal Empire's trying to get behind Valatio. Azrael, 90 still at half health, was the point man for so long, is now going to push back. Coolhammer is still at full health, and both tanks falling at the same time, Static and then Valatio. E63 M6 on the run.
Well, there are a few low tanks for Bernal Empires, and you could see them go down, especially NOS or Servios. However, nice shot by Azrael is able to take him down. It's a 3v1. Nice DPM can do it for Coolhammer, but that is a lot of pressure. He gets the first kill. Now he has to finish off. Who is that in the back? That is
Coolhammer.
NOS in the back.
Coolhammer, last one left alive.
Yeah, no, NOS, the one he has to kill, gets it.
He gets it.
Now he has to go for Azrael.
Miss from Azrael. Azrael's been having some trouble hitting some shots today, but he's been sliding back and forth to the front.
Well, the cap does go. Zone Delta can maybe cap this one out as long as Azrael can delay long enough. Nice shot.
This is the IS-3 versus the IS-6 scenario right now. Azrael 90 backs up a little bit, waiting for Coolhammer to come around. He does. Coolhammer tries to line up the shot. Shot fired. Azrael gets a hit for 423. 408 coming from Coolhammer. Azrael needs to keep delaying him here, but 1 minute and 12 seconds is enough time for Coolhammer to get this kill and then go back to the T1 placement. And Azrael gets the kill. And this is a victory for Bernal Empires in battle number 1, shutting down the IS-6 play that we saw from season number 3 of top tier. Nice placement and nice tactical usage of using those T1s.
Well, the thing is, G had this to say actually about the IS-6s from last season. Our view is that the IS-6 only worked last season because teams were not prepared for it. That will be an issue this season, and there it was.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look overall at the damage that was dealt, some of the bounces that had happened. You look at Azrael, 4,277 damage.
And you were saying he was having trouble.
I thought he missed
once.
Only one? Oh, no. It was his opponent around the corner that had missed against him. That's right. Okay. I apologize, Azrael. I apologize.
He went hero mode,
12
man.
for 13. There's nothing wrong with that.
IS-6s.
Nice, nice. All right, so IS-3 performed very well there from Azrael. Nas, 3 for 7. Maybe I was looking at him.
That could have been
that last series. Now let's take a look at the IS-6s overall, coming from Velaccio, who is the main proponent of the IS-6, 5 for 10. Coolhammer, 5 for 8.
Look at this, actually. 5 penetrations, but 8 direct hits, right, on Velaccio. That's because the APCR on the IS-6 really doesn't actually pen that well. You're going to see a lot of bounces. And even though he was able to connect, I think the performance of his tank worked against him. If he'd been in something like an IS-3, I think he would have penned a lot of those shots.
Let's look at
We've seen maybe 6 or 7.
The 110 from E63M6, different style tank coming from the nation of China and World of Tanks, 5 for 6 for 1,190. Their damage is pretty spread out, but because of that, they weren't able to focus down one tank in particular, primarily when Coolhammer got pulled back.
Yeah, they had to. I think they didn't actually know all of the positions of their opponent. They thought there was probably a Tier 8 back there, but it looked like it was only 2 T1s. They went and sent him back. When you do that, and he's discovered, that IS-6 is discovered back at cap, it's very easy to make a push happen because now you have an overmatch 5v4. And that's easy to do. Bernal Empire's just had it, no problem. They're going to go to Ruinberg now, and we're going to see if that changes, if we're going to see anything different as far as less IS-6s. I would hope.
I think Top Tier wanted to play this one because they went, guys, let's go with our trademark. Let's do it for the fans. But if it was a serious play on Mines, they have to watch out for the T1s, that east side push. All right, what do we have for tanks? Battle number 2 in Ruinberg.
Okay, so Ruinberg, we're going to actually see, oh great, 112, 2 IS-6s, and 2 KV-5s for the side of Top Tier. Bernal Empires is going to bring 2 5100s, 2 KV-5s, and a T-32. No cons.
No cons.
Okay,
no cons, Bernal Empires. See what you're able to do here.
I don't think I've seen a 112 in pro play at all, ever. This is a first. Yeah, I think this is a first.
I, for some reason, remember it once, but it may be not in 7x42.
Maybe one of your pub battles?
Possibly. Shot fired from Static. Misses against Explosion. He takes a hit to the front for 281, but it's okay. It's all good. KV-5 can handle it.
Yeah, returns fire. Static's taking some damage down to 1499. Oh, also G-Force are taking damage in his T-32.
I'm going to stay with the KV-5s on this front.
I too shall stay with the KV-5s.
Bernal Empire's going to fall back a little bit. Zone Delta's going to leave the region. Static's going to continue the barrage of fire. Another shot and a bounce against the KV-5. And there they push forward. Remember, this is the preseason, guys. These teams are experimenting. They're having some fun. They're also going for, some bragging rights with these different teams. And so far, Bernal Empire shut down that IS-6 line, except for the 110.
I'm actually really enjoying these lineups. These are very different, experimental. It's not anything like the regular meta.
Yeah.
And so we
Which
actually
is good. We want these teams, sorry to cut you off, but we want these teams to have this type of scenario where they can experiment, to say, hey, that kind of worked pretty well. If we take it a little more seriously and test it out more, maybe we could use this time.
Yeah, and the thing is, when these kinds of lineups don't get fleshed out very much, you don't actually get to see what their real strengths are and no one gets to practice how to really use them when there's some pressure.
Yeah, especially in a full 7x42. Oh, Servios takes out E63M6. It's different when it's 15 on 15. It's different when, it's platoons. But even, team battles can be different because of the amount of skill. Zone Delta's still left alive. Static returns fire against Velaccio.
Yeah, Velaccio has managed to move way up in his KV-5. He's actually bouncing a few shells playing the KV-5 rather interestingly. It does look like Zone Delta, though, knows how to defeat his armor by shooting R2 a few times. A lot of times, actually. And there he goes.
And he falls. Zone Delta and Static. The tag team KV-5 take down Velaccio. But here comes Agamemnon. Nice shot in the front of Static for 418. He's going to try to get behind. Oh, he gets tracked, though. He's going to try to get behind the smoking ruins of his teammate. Shots fired into Zone Delta. Nice HP sharing coming out of the KV-5s here.
Yeah, they're just getting to pop out and just pepper their opponent. So I think it's the 107 on the KV-5, right? Yeah. Anyway, that thing fires decently quick, but the pen's not great. Although against an IS-6, with the height, I guess you're okay.
Agamemnon's pushing forward. He falls. Only one tank left alive. Coolhammer. Brutal Empire is going to close this one out, too.
Yeah. Looks like a Coolhammer just driving around now in the city, heading down that 3 line, looking for somebody to kill or be killed.
Oh, he sees him. Lines up the shot and gets it. Brutal Empire's up 2-0 against Top Tier.
Ooh.
Top Tier is having some fun, but I don't think it may get serious between these two teams in this exhibition battle.
It looked pretty strange, though, from Top Tier. It's hard to tell if they're taking something seriously because their lineups are always strange. They always bring IS-6s and stuff.
Yeah, that is the toughest to tell. Well, I like it because it's their calling card, and it's tough because if you get pigeonholed in that type of labeling of you're the team that always brings crazy tanks, then they want to be the team that wins with crazy tanks. They want to be the team that becomes a season champion, and that's what's more important. I was able to talk to G-Forcer as well. This is what he said about the matchup before going in. He said that World of Tanks is a lot about momentum, and we'd love to start the season off with a win. That said, this is also a great opportunity for us to try out some new tanks and some player lineups in a live setting. In the past, I would have said we need to win to build our self-assurance, but this season we are coming in confident, and even a rocky start tonight will not shake that. I have to appreciate that too. Say, hey guys, take this seriously but not too seriously, and throw some of those new guys up in the lineup.
Yeah, I kind of want to read into that a little bit and say that I think he's learned how to take a defeat a lot better than in the past. In the past, when a lot of these teams starting out in the Gold League would lose a battle, you'd see them kind of play differently the next time. Their next match, they would be more conservative. They would be less willing to do anything because they were afraid to take risk. I think if G-Forcer is able to take that mentality of we can lose sometimes, it's going to happen. We're against some of the best people in the world. We're playing in the best league at the very top. We're going to lose. We can be okay with that. We can grow and improve when we lose instead of getting defeated and getting into a bad mentality.
Well, part of being a team leader, too, is to set the attitude for the rest of the team. And when you constantly are trying to overcome the sensibility of, yes, we can still do this, we can still do this, we can still do this, a lot of people on the team will say, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore, be it other commitments, be it emotional strain, whatever it is. That is really tough to have to cut some of those players.
It happens from time to time. Plenty of teams are cutting players and replacing them with new ones. Almost every single team is seeing 1 or 2 new players this season. And we're going to have to see how those guys perform this evening and tomorrow.
Well, we're going to take another city map. This one is going to be on Ensk. And Randall, do we have any crazy tanks on this one, or does it look pretty straight-laced?
Oh, well, it's hard to call them crazy anymore because they've shown up every battle.
Well,
but
it's not. If it's on Top Tier, we won't label it that way.
Okay, so nothing crazy. 2 5100s, 3 IS-6s. That's not crazy, right?
No.
Okay.
I believe in it.
Okay.
It can
And then
happen.
110 on the other side of Bernal Empires, 2 5100s, and 2 IS-3s. Actually, kind of like that lineup.
I'm going to follow Servios. Servios is in the 110.
And from the opening, it looks like Top Tier is going to be heading into the city, going west side and staying very close. Oh, look. It's a choo-choo train of death.
Nice. Looking good, Top Tier.
They know how to roll out in style.
And it looks like they're approaching straight into the Echo line. 1 tank spotted, and 2 shots are fired. Agamemnon misses against Servios. Velascio takes a hit. He bounces one of them. IS-6 is moving up.
Actually, his gun has been hit. He had to probably repair that one. Right?
Oh.
If he didn't, that one just went real.
Well, there was no HP damage done to his tank.
Nope, but his gun.
Nos takes a shot. 433. Wow, Velacio's getting cornered.
Yeah,
He's going to have to push forward here. And they get the first kill on his own team. Backstas falls to T1. Shot fired from Velascio takes down Servios. Revent takes down Explosionism. It's a brawl going out between these two guys.
Yeah, Agamemnon should be the one to go down next. If he takes one more shell, he is gone in that IS-6. Now the Rude Awakening is going to be the next one to go down. He will. Wow, Top Tier getting just smashed.
They completely prepared for these IS-6s. This is insane. Big bounce coming to the left of Velascio. E63M6 on the run. I can't believe it's a quick 3-0 from Bernal Empires here. Even though it's all fun and games, this was pretty decisive.
Yeah, they just died. IS-6 not strong enough.
Well, when he gets hit to the side like that, doesn't have, as I mentioned before, that strength of the IS-3, that spaced armor.
Yeah. And just, I don't know, man. Just the tank that doesn't perform as well. Maybe they're just throwing it out there, not, I don't know.
Get it out of their system, if you will.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to look at it, but honestly, I'm not a big proponent of IS-6s.
Yep. Oh, shot fired, taking down the last T1, E63M6. It's G-Forcer season. It's closer. All of burning.
Run, G-Forcer. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, run, little buddy.
E63M6 goes for the shot and the kill. 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Plenty of time for these tanks to chase down.
Zone Delta from the south gets 2 shells into E63.
From long range, too. Nice shot.
And now E6 sees Nos. Zone Delta sneaks another one in there and hits the ammo rack. Nos gets a shell, and now Azrael can finish him off.
And Bernal Empire is able to take the series 3-0 in this skirmish exhibition, and well played, shutting down those IS-6s from top tier. Again, this is for fun. This is to allow these teams to experiment. But if Bernal Empires can keep the same positioning, the same formation for a lot of their tanks, even though top tier was hyper aggressive, I felt that they were landing their shots very, very well.
Yeah, just Bernal. Well, the thing is, Bernal Empire just looked really good. Everything they were doing was comprehensive, and most of every fight was a brawl. You know, top tier just finding their way in there. Bernal Empire's same area, just fight it out. There wasn't a whole lot of positioning or needing to do any fancy flanking or crossfires. They just went at it every single battle. Bernal Empires came out on top. They're stronger in the brawl today.
All right, let's talk tanks a little bit more here, Randall. These two teams have had history with the World Cyber Games, a tournament that's no longer around anymore, but it is the international Olympic-style tournament. And top tier is made up of a lot of players that were on the Canadian team. And Fnatic faced Bernal Empires to be the American team that went to China. Bernal Empires lost to Fnatic. But I asked G-Forcer if he would have faced the WCG Canadian team, would they have won? He says, you know, there's no question which of our two teams had to face tougher competition to get our respective spots, implying that it was tougher for them to fight Fnatic rather than the Canadian teams to fight each other.
Makes sense.
Back then, I'm confident we would have beaten WCG Canada. However, that was a long time ago, and we feel like a completely new team, and I'm sure they feel the same. All we'll try to prove tonight is that we deserve to be here. And even though I may be a little bit harsh with Bernal Empires based on their history, it's not the same team. And if they can continue to move and act as well coordinated as we saw tonight, they do deserve to be here. I mean, they do deserve to be here from the Silver League, but I am impressed with the
this completely, this proves it. This is just right there. A little stamp on the paper says you're in, and it's official. Welcome. You learned it. You beat top tier. And you get a little star for that, too.
All right, welcome back. Well, guys, on Twitter, make sure to use that hashtag TalkingTanks. You agree with one of us? You have a different opinion about Bernal Empires or top tier? Let us know. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the second match of the night, which will be the Googly Bobbers versus the Cunninghams. Stay tuned.
I'm Captain Blood on River of Blood, aptly named by myself, of course. I consider myself kind of a Renaissance gamer. I've played everything. I'm older than most people realize. I played play-by-mail games. I played Pong when it came out in a store, you know. And every game since then, I've played every incarnation of every kind of game I know of. I mean, you know I'm a pro foosball player. Really just another game. Every sort of video game. I played RTSs, MMOs, you know. When World of Tanks came along, I think I played 3 games, and I went, I like it. I'm buying premium right now, and that's all it took. I knew I was sold. I knew it had all the components that I loved. It's really a thinking man's game. It really requires teamwork, and it requires planning ahead and battlefield awareness, that plenty of tanks going on, and so many factors with different types of tanks that I just love World of Tanks. I mean, I've never played a game this long, and I still want to play every day. It's just such a great game.